I've been making productivity videos on YouTube since 2016, and in those 7 years, there's been this mindset shift going from what the message used to be like in 2016, that you've got to be grinding at least 12 hours a day, to what the message is in 2023. We're transitioning into a much smarter way of being productive. And I think society on a whole is realizing that we don't need to be working crazy hours and burning out, but we can work actually far fewer hours, even as little as 4 hours a day, but still be as productive as the next person who is working 8 hours a day. So for this video, I'm going to be using Apple Note as my note-taking and to-do list app of choice because Apple Note is easy to use and an all-in-one productivity app, and Apple Note is also very kindly sponsoring this video, but honestly, the strategies in this video are more important, not necessarily the tools or apps themselves. But if you do want to learn more about why I'm using Apple Note to be significantly more productive during my workday, because Apple Note does something that most other productivity apps don't, that make Apple Note a super powerful app, then stick around until the end of the video or click the link in the description below to find out. Working 1 4-hour deep work session a day. This is the single most important thing that I do every day that allows me to work far fewer hours. I plan a 4-hour deep work session in the day, and my whole day is planned around that 4-hour deep work session. So for me, it's 7 a.m. until 11 a.m. and that's my biological prime time, the time in the day that I have the most energy and I'm the most productive. So I take advantage of that. I don't schedule any meetings at this time. I protect it in the same way I would protect a doctor's appointment. I turn on Do Not Disturb on my laptop. I think the Do Not Disturb feature is one of the best productivity tools Apple's ecosystem offers. It's genuinely amazing to avoid you getting distracted from notifications. I go to a coffee shop, usually Starbucks, and I turn on my dedicated timer so it's counting down right next to me. And from a psychological perspective, this is super powerful because subconsciously, I know I only have a small window of time. So it really kind of motivates me to work at a faster pace. And also know that I don't use my phone timer for that because I don't want my phone in my peripheral vision because it can be too distracting. My phone is almost always hidden behind my laptop screen. Now, I mentioned that I protect that 4-hour window like I protect a doctor's appointment, and I really do. So this is what my calendar looks like on Apple Notes. I like the monthly view so I can see very clearly an overview of what's happening that month. And I have a time block of 4 hours every morning, 7 days a week from 7 a.m. until 11 a.m. And this is important because I have colleagues, prospects, and clients booking calls with me on Calendly throughout the day, and I don't want them booking a call from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's also worth pointing out, although I usually stay on the monthly view, you can see the daily view too and see very clearly what you need to be doing at exactly what time. This is really helpful to keep you accountable during the day. Stop being busy and be productive instead. So productivity isn't about getting a lot of tasks done. It's about getting the most important tasks done on a consistent basis. This is exponentially more important if you plan on just working 4 hours a day. I mean, you can be wasting time on tasks that are just not moving the needle. So the Eisenhower Matrix helps prioritize tasks based on the urgency and importance. It splits tasks into 4 categories. So this helps us identify tasks that need immediate attention, those that can be scheduled, those that can be delegated, or those that can be kind of discarded completely. And one of my favorite time-saving hacks is to simply do fewer tasks. Delegate everything you can, or just don't do the tasks that aren't moving the needle. This is super easy within Apple Note because tasks accumulate scores based on urgency and importance. So how quickly do you need to do that task, and how important is it? Tasks with a higher score will climb higher on your sorted to-do list, and this helps ensure your long-term goals don't get lost between your urgent tasks by slowly increasing the score of important tasks. What's also nice is that within the Apple Note widget, and by the way, my widget is right on my home screen, which for me is super important because I like having my task list right there in front of me as soon as I unlock my phone. But the widget also highlights in red the tasks that are marked as urgent and important and that need to be prioritized. So just from a quick glance of your task list, you know exactly what tasks you should be prioritizing next. Time box your tasks. If you give yourself a full day to complete a task, it will probably take you a full day to complete it. If you give yourself 1 hour to complete a task, it will probably take you 1 hour to complete it. It's Parkinson's law in action. It's the same reason why I like having a dedicated timer next to my laptop when I'm working to kind of remind me that I have a window of time to complete a particular task. And this is super important if you're only giving yourself 4 hours to work during the day. So add a time duration to every task you do. That's super important, because if you don't, you won't be working as kind of fast-paced as you would be if you have a deadline to hit. And this is made a lot easier with Ample Note because they combine your calendar with your to-do list. For example, I made a vlog while I was in India a couple of weeks ago, and the final edit just needs checking, so I can drag that task over to my calendar. That's how easy it is to schedule a task onto your Ample Note calendar. The whole idea with only working 4 hours a day is that you just do a quick, kind of super fast-paced 4-hour sprint, and then after that 4 hours, your workday is done, as opposed to kind of dragging out a workday to 8 hours to 12 hours, where you'll be working a lot slower. Streamline your daily routine. So when you wake up in the morning, you should really be knowing exactly what you're going to be doing that day. If you start to think, okay, what should I do today? That few kind of seconds where you're hesitating and your tasks are not clear, that's often when procrastination can kick in. So spending 10 minutes the night before to schedule your task list so you can get your day started with clear tasks and goals can be extremely helpful in just kind of streamlining your whole day. So this is all about automation, right? The idea is, in the morning, you do the exact same thing. When my alarm wakes me up in the morning, I go on my phone for 15 minutes in bed, usually check social media, email, and the news, and that's exactly 15 minutes. And then I wake up, and then I stretch for 15 minutes, then I go and brush my teeth, I shower, I get changed, I head straight to a coffee shop to get my 4 hours of deep work in. It's just a habit now. In the same way I brush my teeth, I don't ask myself, should I brush my teeth today? I just do it, right? I just do it automatically. In the same way, I just go to a coffee shop in the morning, and I do my 4 hours deep work. It's an automated behavior. Checklists are super helpful here when creating your morning routine. I have a checklist template in Ample Note that I've made already, so when I need to pull that same template up, I just open up a daily jot, I type open bracket equals, and I find the template and press enter, and the checklist magically pops up. And as I go through the checklist, I just kind of tick each box and that task appears. I've touched on this slightly before, but Ample Note's recurring feature is also a huge time saver here. A lot of this is just automation, right? The more tasks you can delegate to an app such as Ample Note to remind you to do things so you don't have to waste brain capacity remembering yourself, the better. Learn to switch off from work. We live in a ultra connected world where we're seemingly always connected to our work via emails, via Slack, notifications of some sort. It's important to switch off and completely disconnect. So once your tasks are all completed, embrace the satisfaction of your empty task list and relax completely guilt-free. An Ample Note allows you to hide tasks for a certain number of days to reduce clutter in the task list. In the desktop app, you can simply go to the task and use !hide to hide the task for however many days you want. I love at the end of my workday having an empty task list. There's just something so satisfying about that. So that's why I don't want tasks that I need to do tomorrow on today's task list. Hiding tasks is super important when designing a 4-hour workday, and it's a small thing, but I love the satisfying animation that plays when you complete a high value task. The whole idea of the 4-hour workday is that you do a 4-hour hyper-focused, fast-paced sprint. You complete your entire task list in 4 hours, and then, if you want, you can chill out for the rest of the day completely guilt-free because you've completed your tasks for that day. Ample Note takes note-taking from a completely different approach. So this is Ample Note's idea execution funnel, and it's a methodology that plots the life cycle of an idea that you have. So you have the idea and you capture them quickly in Jot section of Ample Notes. Then you organize them in the Note section. Then as you work your way through the funnel, you plan how you're going to execute these ideas in the Tasks section. And finally, you schedule it to be done. Usually you'd need different apps for each section. For example, you might use Apple Notes to jot down ideas, then Notion to organize your ideas, then Todoist to write down your tasks, and Google Calendar to schedule your notes. But Ample Note is able to deal with each layer, so it's a much more kind of efficient system than using 4 separate apps. So if you do want to check out Ample Note, and I really recommend that you do at least give it a go, because for me, the biggest thing is the fact that it combines a calendar and my task list into one app, and that's huge. I'll add a link in the description below for you to check them out. And if you like this video, I've made a video recently on the 5 1-minute habits that save me 3 or more hours a day. I talk about some super powerful daily habits that save me a lot of time. You can click on the card on the screen to watch that.